Hey, what's up guys? Subtonic here and welcome to my Air Raid Clinic, where I'm going to be teaching you guys how to run a basic version of the Air Raid system in the video game so that you can be more dominant on offense and win more games. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you the first concept that I feel you guys should learn. It's the best play in football, and it's also probably one of the most misunderstood plays by online players, and it's called Verts, or also known in air raid terminology as 6, because when you call this play, you're trying to go get 6 points and score a touchdown. We're going to take a look at this play first from a spread 2x2 formation. What that means is you have 2 receivers over here, you have 2 receivers right here. So 2 by 2. The read for this play is very simple. You're going to read from the wide side of the field to the short side of the field. So you're going to read 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. And something I like to do with this play when I'm running it from a 2x2 formation is to take the wide receiver that is into the boundary and put him on a comeback route. I like to do this because in Mike Leach's offense, when he ran for Verts, he liked to give the outside wide receivers the option to settle down to a comeback route if he could not beat his defender deep. So to simulate that, we're going to put this guy on a comeback route. From that point, you're really just reading grass and seeing who pops open first. It's a very simple play to run. Right now, taking a look at this, is the first read open? Well, this corner right here, he's dropping back. So right off the bat, I'm going to say no, he's not open. Second read, is this grass open? This defender flew out this way without jamming the wide receiver. This hook defender was coming from the middle of the line of scrimmage because my opponent was in double mug, which means he's playing kind of shallow. And my receiver is already past him. He can't make a play on this ball. So I'm going to say yes, this grass right here is wide open. We can immediately throw this seam streak and go get a touchdown.
On second down, he'll let it fly. All kinds of room to throw that one in there.
This is where a lot of players misunderstand the Verts concept. They believe this is some type of Hail Mary pass where you just chuck it deep and hope for the best. And that's not the case. This is actually a quick game concept designed to get a big chunk of yards very quickly and get the ball out of your quarterback's hands in preferably about 2 seconds or less.
On second down, he'll let it fly. All kinds of room to throw that one in there.
This time we're reading it from right to left. So we're going to have 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. Is your first read open? No, he's not. He's backpedaling. He's never going to pass him.
From the gun.
Read number 2. Is he open? No, he's not. Because even though this defender flew out and didn't jam him, my opponent's user, who's using that hook curl in the middle of the field, has decided to climb up into the window of the seam streak, taking this away.
Wants to pass.
Is read number 3 open? Yes, he is. He has split the difference between this safety and this corner because he's too busy being occupied by a vertical threat from square, and this hook defender is too shallow. So there is a big window to rip that in and go get a touchdown.
Throws toward the end zone.
In this example, I let my opponent's defense tell me that I want to read this play from left to right, and it's all because of his corners. On the right side, we have a corner sitting at about 8 yards, so it's going to be much harder to burn him deep with a streak. However, on the left side, we have a cloud corner sitting at about 5 yards, so it will be much easier to burn him deep. So I want to attack this player first.
Their attack, Jesse.
So it comes down to the quarterback position too.
Is this grass open? If you pass lead this outside, that's wide open. because this corner stayed at 5 yards and did not carry this receiver vertical.
Don't let the moment get too big. Play within your...
He's got it down. He's off to the races. Touchdown, hard front.
Last example from a 2x2 formation. We're going to read this from left to right. Is your first read open? No, he's not.
From the gun.
Is your second read open? This receiver has 3 DBs around him, so he is definitely not open.
Wants to pass.
Is your third read open? This guy's sitting on top. He's capped, so no, he's not open. Is your fourth read open? Yes, he is, because everyone on my opponent's defense bailed to take away the deep routes, but then left this safety valve wide open.
Throws to the wideout.
Fun fact, the game-winning touchdown that Michael Crabtree caught against the Texas Longhorns in 2008 was off of 4 verts. He couldn't beat his defender deep, so he converted it into a comeback, which he then caught and turned into a touchdown. Let's take a look at 4 verts from a 3x1 formation. 3x1 just means you have 3 receivers on one side and 1 wide receiver on the other, making this a 3x1. You're going to get a fade by the number 1. You're going to get a seam streak. You're going to get this kind of crosser that will cross face of a safety to attack this seam. You're going to get a fade over here. And you're going to get a check down by the running back. And the progression, again, is very simple. It's 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. I really don't look at this receiver over here. He's not part of the progression. He's more of an alert. So if I get a certain look pre-snap, for example, this corner is pressed on my wide receiver and it does not look like there is safety help over the top pre-snap, then I will take a peek at this wide receiver to see if he wins his matchup. But then if he does not, I quickly get my eyes over to my reads on the left side and make my normal progressions from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4.
Back to
First read, not open. Second read, wide open. Because this guy's coming on a blitz and my opponent's user is jamming the third receiver.
throw. It's Sanders. Looking down the middle. It's complete. They're ripping.
This play is really good at punishing opponents' defenses who refuse to respect the trips formation. As you can see in this example, we have a corner over the number 1, we have a safety over the number 3, but there is not a defender at all covering over the number 2 wide receiver, which tells me there's a big void right here, and he will probably be open for a touchdown. But I'm still going to go through my progression and check to see if he will in fact be open.
Looking to pass.
Read number 1, he's not open. Read number 2, this safety's hanging in on the number 3, and there's a big space right here. He's trying to run with his user to go take that away, but he's too late.
It's Cook. Looking to take a shot. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. Hit the afterburners.
4 verts is going to be the main way you punish opponents who are playing aggressive on your short passing game, whether that's taking their user safety and ignoring their deep responsibilities and playing shallow, or it's like in this example where the opponent has chosen to press their entire defense to try to take away the short passing game, not thinking you will ever throw the ball deep. Also, remember how I said earlier that I like to use this solo wide receiver as an alert against certain looks from my opponent's defense pre-snap? Well, we have a press corner and no one's back here as safety help over the top. So this is the perfect opportunity to take a peek at this fade and see if he's going to win before I go to the rest of the play.
Looking downfield, it's Hoover. Looking deep. And he makes the catch at the 10. Touchdown, TCU!
That's how you run the 4 verts concept. If you can get comfortable running this, you're going to be very successful on offense. That's it from me. I hope you found this video helpful. Hit that subscribe button if you'd like to learn more about the air raid offense, and I will see y'all in the next video.